Before this semester, I had never really questioned how society talks about childbirth pain.
Pain is something we must expect during childbirth. However, through this semester, I learned something I never considered about, which is why childbirth pain is something that people assume women should simply endure.
Through studying health humanities, I began to understand how language, medicine, and social expectation shape the way childbirth pain is experienced and understand. What captured my attention most was the idea that the pain was not only physical, but also social and cultural. I was surprised by how often childbirth pain is dismissed as natural or something women forgot.
One idea that challenged me was how childbirth is often framed through contradictory language. On one hand, society described childbirth as natural, suggesting that pain should be tolerated without any complaint. On the other hand, childbirth is heavily medicalized with doctors, technologies, and hospital systems that control much of the experiences. This made me realize that language is powerful because it shapes whose pain is validated and whose pain is minimized.
Before this topic, I unconsciously viewed childbirth pain as something that is inevitable and biologically normal. But this subject challenged me to think about how cultural expectation influence the way pain is interrupted. I realized that when pain is repeatedly described as natural, people may become less willing to listen seriously to those experiencing it. The topic also highlighted that not only childbirth experiences are treated equally, race, gender identity, and social assumption can shape whose pain is believed, whose dignity is prioritized, and who feels safe within the healthcare system. I was particularly struck by how deeply embedded assumption about pain and identity can influence the treatment people receive, often without these biases even being consciously recognized. Learning about experiences of Black women and transgender individuals during childbirth made me realize that healthcare is not experienced equally by everyone, even within the same medical system. This challenged my previous assumption that medicine is always objective and fair, and instead, it showed me how social and cultural attitudes can significantly affect a person's experience of care, trust, and safety during childbirth. As someone studying medicine and chemistry, this topic reminded me that healthcare is never only scientific. Medicines, treatments, and technologies all affect real people with emotions and lived experiences. In the future, I hope to approach healthcare-related work with greater awareness of communications, empathy, and the importance of listening to patients' experiences.
This semester had taught me that childbirth is not just a medical experience, but also a social and a human one. Words used to describe pain can either be used to validate or silence them. And the study that has changed the way I think about healthcare entirely.
Something made me consider even because it shapes what
Something and something that